when Illa said they're not the same, they quite literally are. They're two irresponsible people who did very irresponsible things. Like I don't understand what the fundamental difference is. I mean, you're saying that you expected a criminal to make a good decision about a partner. What? You just said she's a criminal, and then you expect her to make a good decision about a partner. They're the same.
But to compare that to a person who was on record, who was a self-proclaimed blood, who was a former stripper, who would set men up to be robbed and by transsexuals, to say that they're the same as far as levels of class, I think that's a stretch. But, you know, if you want to make it a man and woman thing, you're free to do that. I'm not doing that. All I'm saying is, compared to the two, their greatest transgression by on record by Stephon Diggs is being promiscuous, being with a lot of women because he's rich and they choose to be his child's mother. Very irresponsible, very distasteful.
Been getting clues from me from my lives or from my stories when I put some certain music or from my own followings. When it comes for today's events and stuff, I don't know if it's true. I don't think it's true. I don't care to find out because I've been single for a minute now, but I've been afraid to not afraid, I just don't know how to tell the world. But I feel like today has been like a sign. The last time I got on live, I kind of wanted you guys to tell you. I kind of wanted to tell you guys, but.
So y'all thought Cardi B was gonna say this? Did y'all not see her facial expression? Did y'all not see her eyes? That little smirk? She already knew they was finna lose. Her ancestors don't play about her. And that's why I always tell people, be careful who you play with. Because a woman that prays over you, literally, and that protects you in spiritual ways, if you do bad by that woman, you may not feel it right away, but ooh, you gonna feel it. Everything in your life gonna start going left. And initially it might look like everything's going right. And just give it a minute.
And if I was Cardi, I'd be mad too. So yesterday, Cardi B unfollowed Stephon Diggs. He unfollowed her. And they got a lot going on right now.
One of them, he got kids by 36 women. She got pregnant while she was married to somebody else.
I mean, total joke to me. You know, the fact that people really giving this like serious analysis and dialogue, like, bruh, this woman is, of course she has money, but this is one of those prime examples of how people confuse success with value. Like, she's very successful. She makes a lot of money, but her music doesn't really have value to me. The things she say doesn't really have value to me. The way she even became famous is like a big joke. I think she's like the epitome of an era of talentless people who are personalities, and they try to convert them into things like, oh, you can act, or you can sing, or you can rap, but this woman doesn't have any talent. You know what I'm saying? She was a ratchet from the Bronx. You know what I mean? She was a gangbanger. She came up hard, and her antics led her to get notoriety. And since we're in the era of music doesn't really have to have any value, it's more about who you are in the street or who your persona is, and then they'll figure out the talent later. She just fit into that box. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for her to go from a man who was so-called cheating on her to somebody who literally looked like his a before and after picture, like you didn't do anything. You just went from offset to set off. Like, what did you do? And then what's funny to me is though how not all women, but the ones that defend her, it's like, what are they to defend? You know what I'm saying? These are one of the moments where I think a lot of women should just sit this one out. Like, I'm not about to get on here and cape for Future and 400 kids or anything crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, everything doesn't have to be defended because it's a female. You could just say she's out of control. You could just say she's out of her mind because she can just sit down. Like, this is somebody's mom. You know what I mean? This is someone's mother. She's out here parading with another man who got kids. It's like, what happened to the mother side? Like, you are somebody's mother. So I just think the way she moves is just a big joke. So I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, to just piggyback off of what Illa said, I don't trust no man with those tiny braids. I just think that, it's clear that this was just destined for failure from the beginning. I don't really look at celebrity relations. I know very little about this situation. I just looked up Stephon Diggs and I was like, ooh, small braids. Um, so because of the fact that, like, I think it's really interesting that we're even looking at celebrity relationships as if they're authentic, as if it's something that we should be like goaling for. We don't understand what's happening in these dynamics. We don't understand what their publicists are doing, saying. Sometimes these breakups are timed with album releases. It's all types of stuff, right? So I do think it's interesting though that it's like you're only focusing on the woman and not the man. Like it was like light touches on why would you mess with a guy like that? But then you go in on she has no class, she's this, she's ratchet, she's hood. He is everything she is. Everything you said about her, he's exactly that in the male version, right? So, except a little bit worse, right? Because he got like 3 baby mamas and he has 1 baby father and was married. So, I think that it's, I don't know. I have a hard time having a strong opinion because I just don't think that we should ever, as regular people, be looking at celebrities for any kind of guidance whatsoever.
Yeah, can I respond to that?
Good.
Cool. First of all, you just signaled, you say you don't know much about it, but you signaled him out and said all these things about him that's negative. But that's cool. But they're not the same. Cardi B is on record saying that she's drugged men. She's on record saying that she's set men up to be either robbed or sexually assaulted. These are her words, it's not mine. Yeah, he's promiscuous, you know what I mean? But obviously that wasn't a deal breaker for her because it's the man she chose. So it's obvious his transgressions, but she chose him. But as far as her, she's a gang member, not to knock gangs, but this is someone who is literally a criminal, who was a stripper and who admitted to set men up. So I don't think they're really the same, but if you want to make them the same, that's cool. But it's not really a man and woman issue. Most women didn't even know who Stephon Diggs was until Cardi B started dating him. So obviously she's the star, but it's obvious what type of guy he is. I mean, he's an athlete who has a lot of money, but she chose him. This is the guy she chose after being cheated on. So I'm really trying to understand her logic is, to me, is what seems to be in question. Those other men been doing what they're doing. Stephon Diggs has gotten women pregnant since he's been with her. So the issue is her decision making. These men been who they were, but she's a criminal. And like I said, she's on record saying that she drugged men. So to say that they're just as bad, I think that's a stretch. But to each his own, you know.
When I tell you I don't
See, here's the issue that we have with black women like P.I., right? Or women in general like P.I., but we're just going to talk about our sisters because they purposely are disingenuous, as if your black women weren't the main ones who sat here and was hyping this girl up for leaving Offset. So many women were saying she deserves better. She shouldn't be with Offset. She shouldn't be this. She shouldn't be that. Once again, there's so many black women that were behind her leaving Offset. And then guess what? She hopped over here to Stephon Diggs. People are telling her this dude is bad. You don't want to deal with it. So much so that they even had a video of this dude where football players were saying, hey man, look, I wouldn't even want this dude around my sister. But guess what black women were doing? They were still hyping this woman up. They were still saying, girl, you go, girl. Hey girl, you do your thing. Hey girl, man, look, you're upgrading. And they know that Stephon Diggs is bad, but guess what they're gonna say, right? Guess what videos they made about Stephon Diggs and Cardi B? It's only black women who are invested with Cardi B. From Offset to Stephon Diggs, only black women were really involved and in depth with their relationship. Maybe not so with Offset. They were involved with Cardi B, but not the relationship because I'm pretty sure they were fed up with Offset. But then just to turn around and get with Stephon Diggs, and then the amount of women who were sitting over here defending that stuff is just wild. But it just proves and it just shows us that this is what black women gravitate towards. This is what black women love. Why do you think black women were so invested in Cardi B's life and in Cardi B's relationships? Because a lot of your black women, I would damn near say most of your black women see themselves in Cardi B. Maybe not necessarily her being being ran through, even though a lot of your women like to be ran through and they call it empowerment, but a lot of your women see themselves in Cardi B. A lot of you women see themselves dealing with the drug dealer, dealing with the Pookie and Ray Ray, and thinking that they can change them around and have children with them. A lot of your black women from the sisterhood see themselves in Cardi B, which is why you saw so many videos of them defending her, hyping her up. But once again, it's easy to say what Pretty is saying when you can't hold a certain person accountable, when you can't hold women accountable. It's easy to say what she is saying. We're looking at this relationship because she is your stereotypical black woman that, once again, your black women are looking up to, but they hate stereotypes, people. They hate stereotypes, but Cardi B is literally your stereotypical ratchet black woman, and guess who all follow them? Black women. Guess what? You're gonna have people. Pretty said herself, hey, well, I don't keep up with those celebrities. I don't follow them. But yet here you are defending them, and people are telling you this chick is wrong, and you're still not doing anything to hold this woman accountable. So you get upset with the stereotypes being pushed, but yet you won't hold this person accountable for pushing a certain stereotype that you claim to dislike, that you don't want to be a part of. Women create problems and then complain about it instead of just fixing it. Women are behind a lot of these issues that we are seeing, but hey, guess what? I can't hold a woman accountable. Holding a woman accountable means that we absolve men from accountability. And we already know with disingenuous, dumbass women like Pretty, they're going to be disingenuous. They're going to try to move the goalposts at every which way so they can be right. Like, I mean, she keeps saying, oh, I can't really explain, I never really been, I don't really keep up with celebrities. But here's the thing, I'm pretty sure if it was just men and there were celebrities, she would freaking know every intricate detail about what they did, what was wrong, why it was wrong, what were they doing, what they did 20 years ago when they cheated. She'd be able to bring all that up. But because it's a woman, and we've known this for years that she did what she did. Now all of a sudden, well, I don't keep up with them. I don't know. Once again, women like PR are a danger to society, and they are a danger to the black community because this person is literally dishonest. This person will never argue in good faith. Like somebody like PI, you will not be able to have in the jury, right? You will not be able to have her to be a senator, a president, anything, because she's literally dishonest, and she will literally run us into the dirt. But I bet you she will say, women should be presidents, especially black women. No, not at all. Because 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have a black woman in the office who is going to be a big fan of Megan Thee Stallion, who's gonna be a big fan of Cardi B. You don't want that. And didn't Kamala Harris bring on Cardi B and bring on Megan Thee Stallion to dance? Come on, bro.
Kamala lost the race right here, bro. When Cardi B went up there and gave that sorry excuse for a speech, they lost hell of supporters, bro. The teleprompter stopped working, so she had to read a script off a phone, and they couldn't even read the script. I think this also hurt Kamala Harris in her run. Megan Thee Stallion going up there just to rap and twerk. Like, damn, can we talk about how you actually love the policies and how you actually would love to push Kamala forward? This just felt like y'all was trying to gain the black vote.
They're literally your stereotypical black woman of today. She look at women as equal to men, but yet nothing she says about men is equal. But hey, luckily we got Ella. Let's continue.
I want to have that one at all whatsoever, because Jesus. Now, what I will say is, and forgive me, this is going to be a tad bit out of character for me. I think that, my bad. I think that it's her fault. I think that women need to stop letting men who are only offering you dick and bubblegum to go on about their way. If your goal is to be in a serious relationship, if you think that you are a relationship type, I think that any man that approaches you that don't have nothing but a stick and balls, you need to send them on their way. I think that if you deal with them, you get what you get. But because if I'm being honest, like you could read some men from a mile away, and men with fame and a lot of resources are usually them fuck niggas, and I encourage women to lead them at the curb. But I will say, in this case, I think it's like I said before, it's both of their fault. Like when I was talking about her and Offset, talking about her and him, it's both of their fault because you knew what you was getting into. Both of y'all knew each other because you've seen past relationships, you've seen what they've been doing. It's easy to predict in this situation. So I just feel like it's both of their fault.
Okay.
The thing is that, like, I don't disagree, right? Like, but the thing is, when Illa said they're not the same, they quite literally are. They're two irresponsible people who did very irresponsible things. Like, I don't understand what the fundamental difference is. I mean, you're saying that you expected a criminal to make a good decision about a partner. What? You just said she's a criminal, and then you expect her to make a good decision about a partner. They're the same. Like, I don't like, these are, we're sitting here. I guess because they have a couple dollar signs, but in my opinion, I don't really see any of these people as people I consider role models. I don't follow them. So, like, that's why I'm saying when I said they're the same, they just truly are.
Okay, what you originally said was that I focused on her being not a quality person. So based on that criteria, there is a difference. Now, we can say he's morally wrong, or he's promiscuous, or he's immature. He's emotionally immature. He may be lacking in some masculine levels of accountability. I'll give you that. But to compare that to a person who is on record, who is a self-proclaimed blood, who is a former stripper, who would set men up to be robbed and raped by transsexuals, to say that they're the same when the criteria.
We gotta take it easy with the
with Transformers, to say that they're the same as far as levels of class, I think that's a stretch. But if you want to make it a man and woman thing, you're free to do that. I'm not doing that. All I'm saying is, compared to the two, their greatest transgression by on record by Stephon Diggs is being promiscuous, being with a lot of women because he's rich and they choose to be his child's mother. Very irresponsible, very distasteful. But I don't think that is in the same category, because we're not asking them. The criteria is not role models. So that's what you made up. I'm not looking to them to lead me anywhere. But like I said, this person has a history of trashy behavior before they became a celebrity. And I think it has just bled into their life. I don't know Stephon Diggs' past. I know he's from Maryland. He went to college. He got drafted by NFL, got some money, lost his mind, started having mad affairs with women. That's the worst I know about him. But as far as Cardi B is concerned, like I said, her transgressions, her self-confessed transgressions. She even said, I heard somebody say, men only bring dick and balls to the table, whatever. And that's perhaps some of them do. With a lot of money, he has that as well too. But who cares? But Cardi is on record for saying all she has is vagina. She actually has a hit song about it. It's called WAP. I mean, I don't cook, I don't clean, but she got that thing. So I'm just quoting the woman. This is her lyrics, and this is the thing she's quoted out her mouth as far as what she's done to men. Now, I'm sure you women are I hear you guys talk a lot about how, protect women and you shouldn't abuse them. So I would think that somebody who has self-proclaimed abused men and robbed them and got them assaulted by other men, I would think that that's not really equating to just being promiscuous. But if you want to equate the two, you can.
I think that it is quite funny how now we can spot abusers, and now we know how to notice abusers now. Congratulations. I'm so glad you came to the party. Late, but at least you're here.
Hey, ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit, man.
That don't work. There's no way out of this one. You're done.
But what I will say is, just because she did something in her past does not mean that she is that same person. A lot of us have done things in our past, and we are just not those people anymore. So to use that and just be like, no, I mean, she is combative. People know how she is. Like, she got a mouth on her. She is Latina. Like, they got mouths. They gonna fire you up. Nothing about her past has she brought into, like, we haven't seen any semblance of her being a stripper. She makes music. She talk about whatever she talk about. There are a lot of men who make music about, illegal activities, and they don't even do it. Like, how you attribute every single thing to, like, that she says in her songs to who she is crazy, because y'all will take up for a man in a minute who makes this stupid music, because you know that they not out here doing this, but some kind of way we do it for women. But whatever.
Okay.
Hold on, Ella. We still got a lot of cats to get to yet. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll circle around to it though, for sure.
No problem. Come back to me, please.
Yeah, we got you. Mommy Love's good.
Oh Lord. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So the thing is the past matters, because like she have souvenirs from these men, meaning kids. So that plays a big part in not, you have to bring up the past, or you have to, it's proven like she was a stripper. Like she has plenty of videos of being a stripper and this and that. Like the thing is, they are not the same. A man or woman, when it comes down to having sex with someone and having kids, the woman is the one that has to bear those kids and have to take care of those kids. A man can go and create families elsewhere. Like he can go and be with the other baby mama and leave Cardi B. Like it's like she is the one that has to be the one to bear these kids that she's having. And on top of that, it's the women trying to justify her with this fucked up happy ending, trying to make it seem like, oh, her husband did this. Like this Stefan guy was this Prince Charming ass dude that was gonna sweep her off her feet. Like so many women was trying to justify her being happy with this man. Like it was a fairy tale ending. And then when they found out he had these kids, then women started to say, God don't play about her. What God have to do with it? And on top of that, you had sex with this man while pregnant with your husband child. Where's the respect? Stefan would never respect her. What man will respect a woman and she allow him to lay with her while bearing another man's child? So when it comes down to them being the same, it's not. The woman is the one that has to deal with all of that. And I just feel like her leaving with a souvenir, meaning a child, she lost. And so that's why when Offset said, I won, you my baby mama, I won that, you forever in my life. No, that's all I gotta say on that part. Like people saying that they're not the same. I mean, that they are the same, they're not. Because Stefan these men can just put a seed in you and move on. Like, they don't have to. You put them on child support half of the time. You don't collect those funds. None of that. So, saying that they are the same, they're not. Because she's the one that got to deal with those kids at the end of the day.
Once again, guys, y'all saw how Ella is just breaking it down, letting everybody know what Cardi B has done, drugging men, to openly saying that, hey, man, listen, this is what we did. I mean, this is on multiple occasions, people. And Pretty still could not have a response to any of this stuff, other than, oh, well, why can't we just hold the men accountable? Why it always got to be the woman? Well, the woman isn't the only one in the wrong. When, listen, here's the thing. People were telling Cardi B that this dude should not be in a relationship. She should not be in a relationship with this guy because he's just as bad, if not worse, than Offset. But guess what? Pretty just can't even hold anybody accountable other than the man. And this is the issue that we're having with black women today, because it's like, when can we have sisters who are just honest about the situation, honest about reality? A lot of your black women are off the chain today. Once again, Pretty should have an issue with Cardi B because Pretty is all about representing the black community and representing black women, but this is who is representing you guys. Cardi B is literally representing black women, is making y'all look bad, right? The stereotypes are literally true based off of what Cardi B is doing. And guess what? People like Pretty, they don't like a bad name on the community, but here we are. We're literally watching your sisterhood eat itself from within, having Lotto, having Cardi B, having Megan Thee Stallion, and people like Pretty don't have an issue with it. But yet they always want to talk about growth. Yet they always want to talk about how intellectual they are. Pretty intellectual is not intellectual. We're done with the intellectual word, right? Today is the last day, right? We're calling her pretty dumbass. From here on out, it's pretty dumbass. PDA. We're gonna call it PDA. Pretty dumbass. Once again, let a man have the same track record as Cardi B. PDA will sit up here and tell you, hey, listen, here's a look at the whole track record this man has. Why would any woman want to deal with him? But then when you look at Cardi B, now it's, oh, well, you know, we got to hold both accountable. Well, I don't know why we're just, and this is like pretty, you're not intellectual whatsoever. You are a dumbass woman, period. You just gotta leave it there. And then once again, you see how intellectual she is by making all of these faces that, you know, that she made while Ella was talking. But it's just like, it's like, what did he say that was wrong? What did he say that was wrong? There are way too many black women in the community that are like PDA. And if Cardi B was the same as Offset and Stefan Diggs, then she would understand her place. She wouldn't have had that response that she had when she was at the Super Bowl. Good luck. She would not have had that response if they were just the same, ma'am. But obviously they're not. Once again, truth be told, Stefan Diggs is not in the wrong. He is just literally put on earth to be an NPC and just do whatever he wants to do. And that's just what it is, right? That's just what it is. And you have women who are like Pretty, women who are like Cardi B, women who are like all of these other sisters who will sit over here and deal with Stefan Diggs and get upset with the outcome that you get with him. But it's like, once again, you already knew the type of person he was. But I mean, hey, and then here come Bo, right? I mean, you got Pretty dumbass, and then you got Bohemi the dumbass, right? Because that's the fact that Bo doesn't even have an argument. So she just simply turns around and says, well, you know, now it's just funny that now we know what what a person who puts hands on a woman looks like. Now we know what this looks like. Now we know what this looks like. And this is like,
man, what the fuck is you talking about? What the fuck was that? I'm sorry, man. I wasn't thinking about it.
And it's just like, what? Like, can you come up with a better argument? As if women don't sit up here, bro, and lie on men every single day. As if we have not literally destroyed numerous of careers because men put hands on women. Because women accuse a man of putting hands on her. But yeah, now all of a sudden, because Bohemi, you're a dumbass woman, right? And I hate to say it, right? But we just gotta call it for what it is. Bo and Pretty, I generally don't like that. I generally don't do this. But these are some dumbass bitches. We gotta call it for what it is, all right? We gotta call them bitches because that's what they are at this point. Because how is it that you can literally see this is y'all representation of a black woman today, and y'all still refuse to hold that accountable? But your main issue, you want to take your quorum, you want to take your problems to men and say, hey, well, let's hold the men accountable. You ain't getting nowhere in this. They're never going to beat the allegations that a lot of your black women are just your stereotypical black woman, right? These women will never beat the allegations that your sisters are your stereotypical black woman here in America. Man, look, guys, do me a huge favor. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel. The mental gymnastic between Pretty Dumbass and then Bohemi the dumbass is just wild. It's astonishing. But until the next one. Oh, and make sure, bro, y'all hype up the video. Push me through the algorithm, man. Got more heat coming.